Hey everyone, it's your girl Amanda Schaefer here, and as you can see, I am sitting in the den of my house. Used to be called a basement, but we got it remodeled 5 years ago, so now we're calling it the den. Anyway, in one of my previous videos, I showed you the Melody Maker from the game Disney's The Wonderful World of Music game, and I actually have it right here, believe it or not. And you're probably wondering, why do you have that out again? Well, I'll tell you. I am going to show you how to actually play the game. And that also includes showing everything it comes with and whatnot. Because I haven't seen anybody on YouTube do a tutorial on the gameplay, so I thought I'd give that a try. Okay, so first let me show you everything. You just saw the Melody Maker. Now here's the board that's right in front of you, but let me show you all the pictures from start to finish. I'll go nice and slow so you can see everything. And there's Mickey at the end looking adorable in his marching band ensemble. The game pieces are actually music notes shaped, which is very appropriate considering this game is all about music, and they come in 4 colors. See, there's yellow, blue, red, and green. Power Rangers unite, as I heard someone say on another video. Okay, and there's also the cards. It's got the game's logo right here, just like the board and the Melody Maker. Let's open it up. And as you can see, they're also divided by kid and adult cards. And as you can see, there are more adult cards than kid cards. Alrighty. Now to start the game, they say highest number goes first. So that means you have to hit the roll button on the Melody Maker. So first player or team, you can also play teams, hit the roll button and say that they got a 1, and that's what number is on the red music note. And no number or should I say, 1 can't be any number, except of course for 0, but there's no 0 here. Alright, and the next player or team rolls, and that would be a 2. And 2 is greater than 1, so that would mean the player or team who gets the highest number, they go first. And don't forget to hit clear. Also, there's a sound button at the very end. You can adjust the volume on the Melody Maker if the noise is too loud or too quiet for you. Okay, so right after that, the game begins. Right after it's determined which team or player goes first. So you roll. First, let me go over the categories for each color. It says so on the instructions. Red is Disney ditties. all about Disney songs with multiple choice options. Yellow is guess the tune. Guess that song as fast as you can, and move the number of spaces indicated by the lights. So that means whatever number is lit up and you guess right, you move that amount of spaces. So yes, if you guess correctly on a question, you get to move however many spaces it says. But if you don't, you have to stay put. Alright, back to the categories. Green is what they call sing-song. Questions about the words to Disney songs. Are those the correct lyrics to that song? Maybe yes, maybe no. And finally, there's blue, which is what they call music mousellaneous. Kind of like miscellaneous, but with Mickey Mouse, mousellaneous. General trivia about the artists and others who make the music so magical. And that's what Disney's all about, magic. And let's not forget, making people happy. Okay, so play begins. So the player or team hits the roll button, and it would seem that they landed, the Melody Maker has landed on blue, but somehow it has a green light, and I've always wondered why. But then again, the Disney Uno game that comes with the Tinkerbell light up thing, the blue is lit up in yellow. Oh well. But either way, it still counts as the color blue. So adults will read a kid card to their kids if the team or player has a kid. And the kids will read an adult card if any player or team has an adult. In most cases, they do. But when my family and I play, we decide which card we want. Matter of fact, I actually played it earlier today with my family. We have a game day every Saturday, and we all take turns picking a game. Today just so happens to have been my turn, and I picked this game. Though I had something else in mind, but my dad said to pick something simple, so I trailed back to this. And this was our third time playing as a family, and quite honestly, I enjoy it so much. Anyhow, so, for the adult cards, you'll have to flip to blue, because that's what the Melody Maker landed on in this case. So for the adult cards, there are 2 questions on each side. So the blue and the green are on this side, and the red and the yellow are on this side. And you'll notice squares next to them. Well, the only one that doesn't have the squares is the yellow. And the squares represent how many spaces you move when you guess correctly. And that also goes double for the kid cards. Now, I've said it before in the video where I showed off just the Melody Maker. Kid cards have pictures for additional clues of the song. And all the questions are on the same side. And the number of squares are right underneath the music notes, which of course indicate however many spaces you move. Alright, so the Melody Maker landed on the color blue, so that would mean I would have to read the question on that color. Well, if I was the one who rolled, then someone else would have to read the question to me. And if they roll, then I would read it to them. But if you're on a team, then it's best to take turns, because maybe your teammate wants to read the question as well, in addition to putting in the code for each song. So, here's the blue question for the adult card that I just pulled out. Okay, the code for this one requires 2 yellows and 2 greens. And they ask for 1 space. The land this song is about focuses on what holiday. And then after you read the question, you hit the play button on the Melody Maker, and they'll play the song depending on the code that you entered. So here we go. Let's play. Catchy. And the song you heard was Toyland March, which is from the 1961 version of Babes in Toyland. There's more than one version out there. That's why I said the word version. The one I've seen mostly was the MGM one from 1997, and that's my favorite. The Disney version, I definitely say comes in second because I consider it my second favorite. Anywho, and the answer to that would be Christmas, because that's what holiday takes place in the film. And I've always loved that song, Toyland. Okay. And that question has 1 square. That would mean you move 1 space if you answer correctly. So let's say you are the color blue. You're on the start, and that was your first turn, and you would move forward 1 space. Gameplay keeps going and going and going until you reach the finish line, as a matter of fact. And according to the instructions, it says the first person to reach the finish line wins. Automatic win. You don't have to do anything else. Now let's try and see if we can get another color. When we played earlier today, we got blue a lot. Which isn't all bad, because blue just so happens to be my mom's favorite color. So, okay. You have to clear before you do anything else, because if you keep hitting the play button, no matter what question you read, without clearing the song, it's going to keep playing the same thing over and over. And you don't want that. So, your turn's over, or the team that went, their turn is over if they guess right. Sometimes they say go again if you guess right, but in this case, their turn is over. So, roll again. Landed on blue again. Let's try a different color, if possible. Why does it keep landing on blue? This is just like what happened earlier when we were playing. Here we go. Yellow. Clear that first. Now I'll read the question from the adult card. It's the same adult card, but different question. Alright, let's first key in the code. Which requires 2 greens, a yellow, and a blue. And this one is name this melody as fast as you can. Move the number of spaces indicated by the lights. So then you would hit the play button, and whatever number is lit up when you take your guess, that's how many spaces you move. So in this case, so yes, depending on how quickly you answer the question, or guess the song, and whatever note is lit up, that's how many spaces you move. The number 1 is lit up, so that means if you guess right when the song ends, you go 1 space. And that's what number is on the note. The red note, that is. The yellow note is 2, green note is 3, and blue note is 4. And the song you heard was my favorite song from the Disney film The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Out There. I loved singing that song ever since the Topsy-Turvy sing-along I had. And Topsy-Turvy is a song from The Hunchback of Notre Dame as well. Alright, clear that up. So far, the categories we covered were Music Miscellaneous, which is the blue, and Guess the Tune, which is yellow. Let's see if we can try... Okay, first, yellow questions are multiple choice, as the instructions said. Alright, let's try another category if we can. Roll. This time it's a red. Disney ditties would be your category. Let's try a different card this time. Sorry, folks, I'm just trying to see if I can find a good one. Alright, here we go. Here's a good one for, red. Let's put the code in first. And they ask, for 2 spaces, where is Mulan when she sings this song? Let's play it. Here we go. And as you know, it's a song from Mulan, because that's who was mentioned in the question. And the song you just heard is called Reflection. And that is my favorite song from Mulan. And it has been ever since I heard a girl sing it at my brother's school talent show years ago. And this was before I attended that same school he did. And the answer to that would be At Home. And obviously this was after Mulan failed to impress the matchmaker. And I was told she is not a patient woman. Well, we all heard that, as this woman asked Mulan's mother, "Is your daughter here yet?" The matchmaker is not a patient woman. Okay. Now let's see if we can do a green. But remember, when you're actually playing the game, you don't roll again if you get the same color you already did. But right now, this is just a tutorial, so I'll just change whenever. But, okay. Here we go. So once again, you roll. And what do you know? It actually landed on a green that time. I was hoping for that. Alright, and the green question asks, once again I'm reading from the adult cards. I can read from the kid cards as well, but right now let's just focus on adult. Alright, this one asks, for two spaces, true or false? These are the lyrics to this song. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down the... what's that word again? Street. Well, they were asking about the Little Mermaid, it would seem. And that's what song this song is from. But it didn't sound like the one the lyrics asked about. So the answer would be false. The lyrics are from the song Part of Your World. Once again, my favorite song from The Little Mermaid. But the song you just heard was Under the Sea. And my brother considers that his favorite song. He does a really good impression of Sebastian as well. Alright, we're not gonna roll this time. Let's just pick a random kid card. Some of them do require the same song. So let's just do one song per kid card. And that'll depend on whether the same song is gonna play. What I'm seeing right now, it won't. So let's just focus on this. I'll start by reading the red one. Clear it up. And this code goes in. And they ask, is this song from Disney's Robin Hood? It's a yes or no question, and you'll get some of those every now and then. Let's play. That sounded romantic, if I say so myself. And the answer to that would be yes. The song is called Love, and that plays during a romantic segment between Robin Hood and Maid Marian. They made such a cute couple. Alright, let's try a different kid card for this one. And I'm going to read. I'll hold on to this one. Pardon me for scrambling. Alright, here we go. Here's one for yellow. True or false? This song is called Once Upon a Dream. I didn't put the code in, but I should do that real quick. Okay, now we're in, and now let's play. That didn't sound like it to me. So that would mean the answer is false. That was not Once Upon a Dream. But this is, however, a song from Sleeping Beauty, which is called I Wonder, and it comes before Once Upon a Dream. And I should point out that is my favorite song from Sleeping Beauty, as in Once Upon a Dream. Alright, now let's read a green question. Code first. And it asks, does Pocahontas sing this song? And you answer yes or no. Here we go. That was catchy. And as you know, they were asking about the character Pocahontas from the film with the same name, if she sings that song. And the answer would be yes. The song was called Just Around the River Bend. It took me a while to get all the lyrics to that song, but eventually I got them. Okay. Now for the blue question on the kid card. And this question wants to know, true or false? These are the lyrics to this song. Beyond the shore, somewhere past the sea. Here we go. Didn't sound like it came from that to me. The answer would be false. And the song you just heard, another song from Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind, my favorite song from the film. kind of makes sense that I had more than one song from Pocahontas play, because apparently that film celebrated its 30th anniversary a little while ago. And I'll be watching the movie this weekend to celebrate. Okay, so I demonstrated, or went through all the questions. Again, this is just a tutorial for now. Going through one question per color on both adult and kids cards. Read them off and revealed the answers. And I even mentioned, or demonstrated, how you move around the board, depending on however many spaces it says, and if you guess correctly. Once again, if you're reading a question and you see 3 squares next to the question, that means if you guess right, you move forward 3 spaces. You keep going and going until you reach the end. Once again, you don't do anything after you reach the finish line. It's an automatic win. Okay, that about wraps up the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.